Ja ne znam što će reći, samo znam.
Ali boš ponavljala za njom.
Probat ću. Ako bude više od 10 rečenice ne mrem, onda će ovi mladi skočiti.
I'm going to speak in English because I'm not so good at Croatian.
Pričat ću na hrvatskom, na engleskom, jer nisam tako dobra govoru hrvatskog.
My name is Kelly, and I've been married to this Croatian guy for almost 24 years.
Ja sam Kelly i oženjena sam s ovim Hrvatom skoro 24 godine.
And we have 5 kids who are all here today. Please stand up.
Imamo 5 djece, svi su prisutni ovdje.
Okay, good. We have 4 girls and 1 boy.
4 cure i 1 momka.
And we've been living in Croatia for about 15 years.
I živimo ovdje u Hrvatskoj otprilike 15 godina.
Yes, so I'm sorry that I'm not speaking Croatian right
I žao mi je što sad ne mogu pričati na hrvatskom.
But I wanted to talk just a bit about God's faithfulness and how He is worthy of our trust.
Želim govoriti o Božjem povjerenju i da njemu pripada naše povjerenje, ako sam dobro to pravio.
Dosta naše povjerenje.
Dosta da je brano.
I was born in Alabama in America
Rođena sam u Alabami u Americi,
to 2 great parents in a Christian family.
2 izuzetna roditelja, kršćanska obitelj.
And I consider that one of my biggest blessings in life.
I smatram to jedno od najvećih blagoslova u ovom životu.
Is having parents who are believers and who are teaching us about God throughout our life.
Imaju ti roditelji vjernike koji su nas poučavali kroz naš život, imamo Boga u našem životu.
And showing it to us through how they live.
I pokazivajući nam na primjer kako su živjeli.
And they had 3 kids. I was the first.
Imali su 3 djece, ja sam bila prva.
And then they thought they were finished, no more kids.
Mislili su da to je to.
For about
više djece.
For about 6 years.
Jedno 6 godina je tako bilo.
And then they decided that they wanted to let God decide more, to give them more.
I onda su odlučili da dopuste Bogu da im da više.
And God gave them 6 more children. So we had 9.
Da, je Bog još 6 rok.
And that was a wonderful experience for me, even as the oldest.
I to je bilo prekrasno iskustvo, iako sam bila najstarija.
I loved being a big sister and helping with all the kids.
Obožavala sam biti najstarija sestra i pomagati sa djecom.
But something about God's faithfulness that I would like to share is that many times it was not easy for us with so many kids.
Ono što želim podijeliti o toj Božjoj kako je ta riječ? Božjoj vjernosti i nije uvijek bilo lagano. Želim o tome nešto reći.
Sometimes we didn't have things that other kids had who just had maybe 2 children in their family.
I nekad nismo imali nešto s druga djece imala koje su možda bili 2-3 u obitelji.
But I really appreciate my parents being open with us, talking about these things and about how God can help us.
Cijenila sam to da su naši roditelji bili jako otvoreni i pokazivali kako nam Bog može pomoći.
Sometimes when we would like to do something and we couldn't do it or could not afford it, my parents would talk about us praying about it.
Nekad smo htjeli nešto raditi, ali nismo imali novca i moji roditelji su nas potakli da se molimo o tome.
Whether it was something that we needed or just something that we would like to do.
Možda nešto smo trebali ili nešto što smo htjeli raditi.
And that didn't always happen, but we were always so thankful whenever God brought the ability to do that.
Nije se uvijek desilo ono što smo htjeli, ali kad se to desilo, bili smo zahvalni na to.
Yes. And something that I really appreciate about my parents talking and being open with us
Znači,
about
drago mi je da su naši roditelji otvoreno govorili o tome.
is because we began to see as children about how God provides.
Jer smo kao djeca već počeli vidjeti kako Bog proviđa za našu obitelj i za općenito.
Because they could have just been quiet and thought, I don't want to tell them that we can't do that or that we don't have
Jer
enough.
mogli su prešutiti i ne pričati da ne mogu ovo i ne mogu ono.
So they were able to tell us, guess what? God provided.
Mogli su podijeliti s nama kad je Bog providio.
And that has stayed with me throughout my life.
I to je ostalo sa mnom cijeli moj život.
And there's been hard times and good times, but I remember that I can always trust in God.
I tako je bilo i u dobrim trenucima i u lošim trenucima, ali sam uvijek znao da mogu vjerovati Bogu.
And God says in Deuteronomy
Oh, I can't.
31:8,
What is it?
Deuteronomy 31:8,
Da
yes.
ima neko to.
The Lord himself goes before you and will be with you.
Bog ide pred tobom, bit će s tobom,
He will never leave you or
nikad
forsake
te neće
you.
napustiti.
Do not be afraid,
Ne budi-
do not be
boj se,
discouraged.
ne budi bespomoćan.
Yeah.
To je moja verzija prevoda.
So that is something that's helped me a lot, and I've noticed that when I am a parent now of teenagers and young adults,
I to mi je pomoglo dok sam bio roditelj i sad, kad su mi djeca tinejdžeri
and I'm older,
i kad sam starija sada,
I'm having a little more trouble with stress and anxiety.
imam i više problema sa situacijama i sa tiskobom.
As I'm worried about my kids and their decisions and leaving me.
Dok se brinemo o ovoj djeci i njihovim odlukama i dok me napuštaju, a idu nam djeca sad.
And I am reminded again in
Podsjećena sam
another verse,
još jednom.
in Philippians 4:6,
Filipleni 4:6.
that says, be anxious for nothing, but in everything by prayer and supplication with thanksgiving, let your requests be made known to God.
Amen.
Ja ne znam ovo napamet. Filipleni 4:6. To znam neko napamet.
Brinite se tjeskobno ni za što, već u svemu iznesite svoje potrebe Bogu prošnjom i molitvom sve u zahvalnosti.
Wow. And that is important to me because we know that God is faithful to all generations of those who
To je
believe in Him.
meni osobno također jako važno jer je Bog vjeran svim generacijama.
And that we always have things to be thankful for through Him.
Uvijek možemo biti zahvalni njemu što on radi.
And recently I've been going through the first books of the Bible from Genesis through Deuteronomy.
Nedavno prolazim kroz prve knjige u Bibliji od postanka i dalje.
And the story of the Israelites and how God is faithful to lead them
I o priči o Izraelcima i kako je Bog vjeran da ih vodi.
through so many of their mistakes
Kroz toliko grešaka njihovih.
and choices of sin.
I izbora, grijeha.
But through it all, God is faithful and He will continue His plan.
Ali kroz sve to Bog je vjeran i ispunit će svoj plan.
So that gives me hope and hope for my children and all of us
To meni daje nadu, ali i nadu za moje djece i za sve nas ovdje.
that God is faithful in spite of us
Da je Bog vjeran uprkos nama,
and that He will make His good work
da će učiniti dobro djelo
and that He will do it through me or through other people somehow.
i da će to učiniti kroz nas, kroz druge ljude. Na neki način.
And He is worthy of our trust.
I vjeran je naše povjerenje. You can preach that, huh?